Hey everyone, I'm Chelsea from Montero Manor, and today I'm collaborating with Amy Howard at home to show you how to create a picture frame from paint. Just paint. But before we begin, I wanted to let you know that this is the first video that I'm ever doing, and to be totally honest with you, I'm a little nervous. So if I crack a bad joke or stumble over my words, please know it's just those nerves. So let's get started. Also, as we go along, don't forget to say hi down in the comments below, letting Amy and friends know where you're saying hi from. But also, if you share this link to your pages and tag 3 of your friends in the comments below, Amy and friends will pick one lucky winner to receive a can of One Step Paint. Okay, now that the preliminaries are out of the way, I can push my nerves to the side and we can get started and have some fun. Okay, so the items that we're going to need to complete this project today is obviously the piece we're going to want to do the frame on, our one-step paint colors we are going to want to use to create our frame. I have a cup of water just to clean my brushes, my trusty spray bottle, several paintbrushes, good old trusty paper towels, and painter's tape. Now, to get started, I want to show you that I started with one of those plain pieces of birchwood. However, I did complete this yesterday because I didn't think you guys would want to watch paint to dry. So I painted the whole base, Amy's Bauhaus buff, to get that nice white background. The print is just a Nautica toilie that I found on Google. I did seal it and glue it down with Amy's matte sealer. Okay, to get started, we are going to basically frame out our picture with painter's tape. Obviously, one, to create the edges of the frame, but to also keep paint off of our picture. And I apologize in advance for this, having to watch me do this. I have like major OCD when it comes to putting these this tape on. This stuff, man, I'm telling you, this stuff can drive you crazy. But I promise you, I will not take that long. I will tell you this: scissors are my best friend when it comes to getting those clean lines and making sure that these edges are straight. So as I am doing this, don't forget to say hi in the comments below, tag 3 friends, and if you can, share this link to on your pages. One lucky winner will be picked from the group by Amy and her friends, and someone will get a free can of One Step Paint. And as you can see, I really can't do 2 things at once. I can't talk and do this, but guess what? We are almost done with this. And I should have pulled my hair up. I don't know if you can hear like a slow rumble. That is, I have the fan on because what I would like to tell you is I work in what I like to call hot mess studios because it is hotter than heck outside and it ends up me looking like a hot mess. So hence hot mess studios. But we're almost done. I just want to make sure that I put extra tape on because if I go too quick, I just don't want to get any paint on the picture. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And voila, we are good. Okay, now that our tape is down and my OCD is satisfied, our piece is ready to go. So we are using, like I said, Amy's one-step paint to just create a frame. Nothing else but 4, maybe 5 of these paints. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use the Bauhaus Buff, but we'll see. So for the base of the frame, I am going to use one of the Color of the Month colors. It is called Southern Hospitality. I'm going to use this one first. And I do have my stirring sticks, which are right here. Enjoy the bragging rights. But I've recently used this, so I know it's pretty much mixed. So most of the time I can just shake them and I'm good to go. But I want to show you this color without making a mess. This is, can you see that with the color, without the glare? It's a rich teal blue. It's a beautiful blue color. So I think we're going to use this as our base. We're going to go on as a whim. I don't really have any rhyme or reason. I don't have any plans for this. So as we go along, I'm going to be surprised just as much as you. Okay, so usually what I do is I dampen my brush just a little bit, and then I just start to paint. Now, usually I'm very methodical when I paint, but because I'm going to go for a more of a grungy look, I am not worried about lines. I am not worried if I have like some white spot. I just want to get the paint on, and then I'll go from there. So once again, if you can like and share this post and tag 3 of your friends, could be in the running for a free one-step paint. And how awesome would that be? Okay, I will tell you that when I do, I said I wasn't methodical, but I lied. What I try to do is, even though my brush strokes are rather random, I keep them going in the same direction, kind of like a frame would be. Like top goes left to right, sides go down, up and down. So this might take a little bit longer than expected because I've made the frame large, because I wanted to show what can be done, because this is a lot of fun in my opinion. This can be done with a craft. You know, you could have in the middle, you could have, you know, pictures of your kids or your pets, which you can give, you know, like to your mom or dad or your grandparents. You could do this as a, I told you I couldn't do 2 things at once. You can, maybe like for a wedding, you know, like some of like the table, they have like the table numbers, or like if you have things on some of the other tables, like for gifts, you could do, you know, create this with your wedding colors. But mainly how I figured out how to do this was like what I said, is I did this on a piece of furniture, because when I decoupage pieces of rice paper or tissue paper, or basically anything, there are 2 things that drive me insane. One is I can't stand wrinkles. I hate wrinkles. There may be no wrinkles in my paper. And 2 are edges. I can't stand when you can see the edge of the paper, you know, up against the paint. It has to flow. It has to blend. It has to very well. Okay, I think I have enough of this color on. And like I said, I'm gonna leave some of the white spots. And to be honest, I'm doing this upside down so you can see it right side up. But I think I'm okay. But can you see how rich this color is? It's a beautiful color. And I have to be honest with you, I am one of those chicks who, when she like goes out with her girlfriends, you know how like you always call your girlfriend and you say, hey, you know, what are you wearing? I am that chick who always ends up wearing black, the black t-shirt, you know, the black shirt and jeans. So for me to say that the color is pretty, it's got to be pretty. Okay, so now before we put on our next coat, I'm going to take a hairdryer and just kind of blow it real quick. Now, if you can see, as you can see how you can see the shine that where it's wet. However, if you can see, let me turn it. Can you see like right here where it's a little bit matte? That's where it started to dry. That's how quickly this paint can dry. This paint does have a matte sealer in it. So if you wanted to put any type of one step on something, you're good to go. You don't need a sealer because there's already one inside. But I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna turn the hairdryer on for a second, so please excuse the sound. I have it, I'm gonna put it on low and I'm just putting it on cool. But I'm gonna turn it so you can see the shine, but you're gonna see how quickly this shine here, it goes to a matte. Okay, I lied, I'm going on high. Okay, so short, quick, and sweet. Now, as you can see, I left some parts still wet, but a majority of it, it's dry. Look, it's already dry. But I'm going to leave some of this wet so I can pull it off. Okay, so the next color, what do you think? I want to go light. I think I'm going to do, I don't have my glasses on. I think this is chartreuse green. And then I will do the almond days, and then I'll do harbor lights on top. I have the Bauhaus buff in case I need another light color, but I don't. Now here is chartreuse green. Let me see if you can see it. It kind of looks gray maybe, but it's not. It's like a sea green, I guess you would say. A light sea green. So let me get another brush. Just dampen it a little bit. And now we're gonna do the same thing. No rhyme, no reason, just paint. And I'm not going to, you want to make your passes thin so you can then go behind, and when you want to pull it off, because if you put too much, you're not going to be able to get the layers off. So we're just gonna put this on. See, this is what I'm saying. I had to double up. Look, I spilled. Crap. So let's just, and then also, if you are one for depth and textures with your painting, you can do a lot with your brush strokes to also get the depth and textures. Now watch, because like if I see, there's no rhyme or reason, but that's okay because it's going to work to our advantage in the end, hopefully. Knock on wood. Okay. Because also too, when I'm doing this, with leaving some of that Southern Hospitality at the bottom, leaving some of that wet, I am able to pull it as I paint this green. Oh, and then so when you're doing this, also remember to kind of come up along the edges of the tape so that you will get that crisp line when you pull that tape off. Okay? All right, so as you can see, I'm not being dainty with my painting. I think that's enough, because if I'm going to come back with that Harbor Lights, I think I'm okay with that. What do you think? I know, just so you know, you're probably thinking, what the heck is she doing? This is ugly. Just remember, everything has an ugly stage, and this is one of them. Okay, so once again, we're gonna get the hairdryer. And as you can see, you see those wet spots. I'm just gonna kind of go through and with the hairdryer and blast it to get some of it dried down. So hold your ears, here we go. Now, as you can see, there's probably still some shine, but then there's also, can you see it? There you go, there's some and then there's not. I think I'm okay. I'm gonna blast this side one more time. You don't want to totally dry it, like I said, because then you're not going to be able to pull it off. And I think I'm going to use this brush, because I think with this, I want to see some more. Now I'm going to use Almond Days. I haven't used this color before, but I don't think I can go wrong. It looks like it's a pretty farmhouse, beachy, creamy white color. It's pretty. Okay, so here goes. Because there's also, I like to use the white, or like a lighter color, white, you know, almond, like this, because if some of you have ever tried, or, well, some of you that I know that have tried, but then others who haven't and are maybe curious and have seen Amy's cracked gesso, you can also use any of her lighter colors, her light whites and creams, to create a fake gesso effect, which I will be honest, I have done sometimes, simply because I like to paint. And I love paint, because with paint, if you make a mistake and you don't like it, you can sand it. You can sand it right off and you can start over. That's the one thing I love about paint. Now see, I left some parts that were wet and you get a bleed through. That is absolutely fine in my book, and I'm hoping that will be a highlight when I'm done. Also, when I'm doing this, I am, as you know, I am layering the paint, but I'm also, at the same time, like with the same color, I'm layering the same color on top to kind of give it a textured effect. And remember, you have to kind of go quickly, because I want to be able to get at the end, and I want to come through and be able to pull these off. Okay, hold on. Some of the white. Okay, now this one I don't think I'm going to dry as long, but we're gonna blast it with a hairdryer just for a little bit, okay? so far. Okay, remember, this is just an ugly stage. You have to wait to the end to see the beauty. Okay, so now I'm using Harbor Lights. This is a new color. I have not used this yet, but this is, I guess, like a robin's egg blue, which I think Amy does have a robin's egg, but this has maybe, I guess, a little more hint of oh, you know what color this could be? Like a seafoam. This is like a seafoam color. Okay, so here we go. Okay, we have to be quick because we do not want those bottom layers drying before we get a chance to pull them off. Okay. So like I said before, as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason. I am not being methodical, but I am being quick. Because I have to be honest with you, I told you this is my first video, and I'm going to be totally honest with you right now. You would not believe how many takes it took. I feel like, you know, that the lollipop commercial, it shows my age. I'm showing my age to being a kid. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Okay, so the question is, how many takes did it take for Chelsea to get to this point in the video? People, it felt like a million, I'm telling you. So, what we're gonna do is, literally, I'm gonna spray it with water, just a quick little pass, and see how the dots in the water come up. They're gonna help add to pulling this off. So right now, as you can see, I'm using my paper towels as a negative tool to pull this paint off. You see? Now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna turn this around so I can see what I wanna do, and then I'll turn around. But this is the messy part. So there's no rhyme or reason, I'm just going through and pulling the paint off. Now I will tell you this, if you have paper towels that have a print on them, like mine do, you can see the dots. If you are not careful, you will get those dots and that texture in your paint. So if you're worried about the texture coming through, I suggest those blue shop towels. I think they're pretty thin. I just don't have them on hand right now. I only have paper towels. But if you can see, if you can see that it does leave a textured mark, but that's okay because we're going for texture. Okay, so I think I want to get some more off so you can see these colors. But when you pull this up, if you, like sometimes you can see like I pull up chunks, there you go. And if the paint comes back around and sits there, I just pat it down so it leaves some texture. And I'm making a mess, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Okay, we're starting to get to the fun part. I'm gonna put a little bit more water because, like I told you, we are inside Hot Mess Studios. So this paint is drying on me and I'm not getting it off fast enough. But I'm pulling enough that you can see all the different colors and all the different layers. And this is another reason why you have to make sure that if you are putting your picture in the middle, like there's some water in here, you want to make sure that this is sealed, because if you put water on it and you didn't, you have your picture in there and you didn't seal it and you go and get water on it and you've started all this and you've messed up your picture, oh, I can only imagine the things you'll be saying, because I've done that and it's not fun. It is not fun. Okay, so look, so to all, hold on, I think that's paper towel. Go away. So to all of those that are familiar with the cracked gesso or have seen it, what's that look like? Yes, but it's just paint. This is all just paint. And I have to be honest with you, have you ever, like, when you go to some of these craft stores and you want to go buy like one of those really pretty frames, you know, they're thick and they're chunky and they have texture, or they might even have accents or, things on them. They are expensive. I mean, my gosh, it's like a small, I don't know, bill. It's like I don't know. They're like so much money. It's like, could buy a pair of shoes. Well, maybe not, but you could, you could go to the movies. You could definitely, I think you could go to the movies for some of the prices of those frames. They are insane. I'm just like, you are crazy. Store places, I am not paying that much money for a frame. Hence, I make my own frame. Okay, I'm really liking this one side. I think I'm done over here. Now I just have to work here and here. Okay, and I will be honest with you, having a little bit of a wardrobe malfunction with my hair that is getting in my way. Okay, another thing, when you go and you're pulling this paint off, you're sometimes, you're also blending these colors. Like right now, with that Southern Hospitality coming through, I'm getting another blue on top, which is okay by me. Okay, I'm liking this corner. I think I'm liking the bottom. That might be okay. I might have to just fix this one side. I'm not really happy with that. So as you know, this paint is going to be drying as you're doing all this. So always keep your water bottle handy and just spray lightly. Remember, less is more. You can always add more, but it's harder to. Okay, yeah, now we're getting there. Okay, so now I am trying to create one of those crusty beach house nautical frames, and I think we are going to get there. I think I'm okay. All right, so now remember, I'm not done yet, but what do you think? Can you see the whites coming through? The Southern Hospitality. There's some of the you can see the Almond Days, which is that, but the, what is that other one? The chartreuse green is like right there. It might be harder to see in the light, but there is some gray parts. And I'm just going to do one quick pass with my paper towel, and then I'm going to be done, I think. Yeah, you can definitely see all the colors down there. And definitely coming through over here. I think just a little bit more here. And don't be afraid to, which I'll show you. So this is somewhat dry, but I put a little bit of water. So now I'll put a little bit of pressure on this spot to kind of break this up. I just want to break this up just a little bit here. It's too solid for me. That's better. Okay. Now, and there's also, if you go and you take too much off, the beauty about this is you can always take a brush and come back and just dab the color you want to add. So like if I want to, you know what we're gonna do? I might go and take some of that Bauhaus buff and put over in little bits of places. I might, I'm not sure yet. But I'm gonna turn this around to see what you think. I might like put a little bit up there. I'm not sure. But can you see this? Can you see? I know we're out. Like if you look like down here, you can see like the Southern Hospitality. There's the almond, the gray, the green. They're all right there. And I think I need a little bit of white, like right there, and I'll be okay. Let me see maybe if I can do it with a paper towel first. I might be able to get it. It's just too much for me right there. It's amazing what you can create with just paint. I mean, this is just paint. There's nothing else. Nothing fancy, no you know, extra additive that you can put in your paint. There's none of that. This is just texture created with paint. And there we go. Now it's breaking up. Okay, now I think I'm okay. I don't think I need to add the white. But what we're gonna do is I'm just going to go over this like one time with my paper towel. Just using it as a negative tool just to pull off any little bit that is left. And then voila. So what do you think before we go ahead and finish it? Remember, don't look at the ugly part. We're not done, but like, what do you think of the edges? I mean, we got lots of colors, we got texture going on, and if you can see, it's just, look at that, it's just paint. Now, if you looked at it this way, you would think that it's rough to the touch, it'd be buff. Nope, but look, sideways, thin as can be. There's nothing there. This is all paint. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna put a hair dryer over this real fast so I can show you how to complete it, and I can pull that tape off. But I'm sorry, my OCD is getting to me and I'm not liking this one corner. It's just, it's not working for me. But look, here comes some of the white. Here comes some of the white color. There we go. It takes patience. And can I tell you something? Do you know what redoing furniture has taught me? Patience. I mean, I'm a mom of 3. I'm married and a mom of 3. So obviously I've had to learn patience over the years. But oh my gosh, I have learned so much patience with painting, because there are times you literally just gotta stop and walk away to find the magic. Because like if you just go too fast and you rush, it's not done. It's not right. You have to walk away. And then sometimes, you know, you walk away and then you get the light bulb moment. It goes off and you think, oh yes, that's it. It works. Okay, good. Now see, my white came through. Now I'm happy. Yeah. My OCD is happy. Okay. Now that looks better, doesn't it? Now look. Doesn't it? Does it look better? I don't know how it looks on your end. I'm trying to see, but like, is this looks like too much in the picture, in the camera, but I promise you, it doesn't from here. And I will I'll show you real close, because with here, you can see all the colors on there. So one last blast to the hairdryer, and then we can remove the tape. Okay, so hold on. We can remove the tape. This is some of the most fun right here is when you see what you've created. Now, I will tell you this, in case your paint is not all the way dry, because remember I told you to kind of go up against the tape. Go slow when taking these edges off, because you want to make sure that the paint does not come on your print. Or, you know, even if you're just using this to create, like, to frame out maybe a door, a plain door, you still don't want to get it on your one part. And there we go. Ta-da! What do you think? So now when I'm done, usually what I do is I might take, even though this is a matte sealer, the one step has a matte sealer in it, I can, you know, let this dry and it's good to go. But sometimes I might just take a little bit of, you know, mind your own beeswax and go over it. I could maybe take some cerusing wax and go over it to give a little bit of white highlights. But also what I do is I get a, I have like some art markers, some art pens, and I just create the frame. And I think I'm going to use, I brought some different colors, but I think I'm going to use gold. But where did I do that? Paint stick. So all I do here is then just take a paint stick to create a line, and voila, you get a frame. So just go down here, just go from one corner to the outside, and voila. Can you see it? We now have a frame. So what do you think? I mean, obviously we can make these a little bit thicker and we can go along the edges, but you get the idea, you get the gist. Paint. Isn't it wonderful? I just love it. So please leave your thoughts and comments down in the bottom. I will definitely come back around and answer anything, questions you might have, but I would love to hear what you have to say. And if you've stayed with me this far in my rambling, I can't thank you enough. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.